What's up, everyone? This is Mr. Steele, and today my goal is to give you tips and tricks on filling out your online re-enrollment information. And I'm going to try to keep this in 5 minutes or less. So let's hop right into it. Here I've pulled up my Sycamore login page. Once you've done so, you'll see the typical menu here along the left-hand side. And the re-enrollment portal is right here under My School, Enrollment, and Online Portal. So when you come in, this is what it'll look like. Click on My School, click on Enrollment, and then click the portal here. Once you're in, you're going to see a brand new window open up, and your students, currently enrolled students, are listed here. I've created a fake family and a fake student to use to show how this process works exactly. And all I'm going to do is drop down this menu here, and I can find where I can start my application. What it'll do is it'll show you your student's first name, last name, their date of birth, and the grade. Make sure this grade right here reflects what grade they're going into next year. It'll automatically fill. So each of your students are already in Sycamore, so it should automatically roll it to the next year. So my fake student is in 10th grade this year, so it's automatically filled them in as a junior. Once I make it to the next page, it gives me a little welcome message here that just basically lets you know to go through this list one by one, and that if you have any problems, to feel free to call us at the school office during the day and we can answer your questions. The main important things to make note of here is you'll notice as you hit continue under each thing here, a lot of this stuff is already filled out. Student sample is the name, birthday, grade, gender, ethnicity. Um, Email, cell phone, work phone, these are not required. But I will say if you have an older student and they do have an email address, to please go ahead and fill that in so that way they can utilize their own login in Sycamore as well. The next window is medical. If your student has no health issues, make sure you click this button here up at the top. If your student has prescription medications, you can put that in here. If this is the case, if your student does take medications, one thing you will need to fill out with us in person is an authorization form to give out that medicine if it's taken during the school day. Make sure you fill out your child's allergies or any medical comments that we need to be aware of. And then there's some check boxes here of different common things that we will want to know if your child has any of these. The next box is personal and educational info about your child. Make sure you read these questions here, and then you simply click on the line above. Does the child play well with others? Yes, they do. And you'll go down and fill out each one of these. Under educational info, these questions are about if they've ever received any accommodations in the past, or if they've been diagnosed with any learning disabilities or medical problems that inhibit their learning in a classroom setting. Please, if there are anything that we need to know about concerning this, make sure that this is filled out. All right, under agreements, this is replacing the yellow card that you used to have to fill out. Under these agreements, you're basically going to click it. Make sure you're aware of what it is that you're agreeing to. That's a very important detail. But this is the information off of the yellow card, and down here at the bottom, you'll notice that there's a little button here that you can hit that you agree. Make sure you read through this. This basically just outlines liability for transportation, registration fees, photographs, videos. Pretty much it's a catch-all agreement. Make sure you're aware of what you're agreeing to before you hit the agree, and then you can hit save. And it'll record that you agreed it. Under essays, do not stress out about this. I'm not actually asking for an essay. These are agreements that you would typically sign with us in person. One being the student standard of conduct if your student's going to be in the 6th through 12th grade. And the other one is the NBCA financial agreement, which every person has to sign. So I'm going to pull that one up. All the information is there. Once again, make sure you read and understand what it is that you are agreeing to. And down at the bottom, it states that by placing your name or names in the box provided below, we agree that we are responsible for the above information and that we take full financial responsibility for our children enrolled at NBCA. What you want to do is any responsible parties for the tuition or any payments made to NBCA, you want to make sure that their name is down here. So I'm just going to put my name here. And I'll throw my wife's name in here as well, even though this is our fake child and not a real child. This is what it'll look like. This is these parties agreeing to this right here, and you'll hit save. And it'll record that you've put something into that. And make sure you do both. I'm going to skip the other one for now. Under attachments, these are documents that we are making available for you. The first one is the most important one. For those that have not looked at and seen that we're changing our tuition rate slightly for the upcoming school year, please make sure you open that up. When you do so, the little document shows up down there. Click it. Come on, Microsoft, stop trying to sell me stuff. And you can see all the new rates, the book fees, registration fees, and the security fee that are in effect this year. So make sure you review that that you actually read that before signing the financial agreement and submitting that. The other one is for those that need to make use of before after school care for the upcoming school year. With this one, you'll actually need to open it up, download it, fill it out, and bring it into the office in person if you're going to make use of before or after school care. Family general information, this is your address. Make sure that this is correct. If you've moved within the last year, make sure that this is updated. Billing address, if this is already correct up here, you don't have to fill that out down there. Family directory settings, if you don't want your information included, it automatically excludes any cell phones or email addresses. But if you want to remain out of the family directory, just click that and continue. And under family contacts, notice this big message right here. It's saying that there is one non-primary emergency contact required. So first off, what I want to do is if you'll see your names already listed here. Click each name and make sure that this information is correct. Address, home, work, cell phone number, 867-5309. Anybody catch that reference? Is this the student's guardian? Yes. I, as the parent, I'm also an emergency contact. I am also authorized to pick up the student from the school. You have to make sure all your authorized pickup people are listed under this. So you're going to want to make sure that that's there. So go under the existing contacts. Make sure that if it's a parent and they're an emergency contact, that's marked. And then as well, if they're going to be authorized to pick up the child from school, make sure that that's marked. I still need my one non-primary emergency contact. So I'm going to put in my grandma, sample. Address for this one is not required. All of this extra is not required. If they're an emergency contact, please make sure that you put something in there so we know how to get to that emergency contact. Relationship, this is a grandmother. That's not a guardian. It is an emergency contact, and I am going to authorize her to pick up the kid from school. So now that message is gone. But if you have any additional authorized pickup people you need to add to the list, do so now. So I might put in Mimi sample. I don't have to fill out anything else, but I will authorize that person. Oh, relationship. I'm just going to put not defined, save. And that person, Mimi Sample, is now authorized and will show up in the profile as authorized to pick up your child from school. Everything else is pretty much explanatory. We ask for church information, employment information, and then the other big difference here is the tuition option. So remember, this upcoming school year, you have the option to either pay over 10 months or over 12 months. The 12-month payment plan begins in June and runs through the following May. The 10-month starts in August and runs through the following May. This right here, you're going to want to make sure you select the option you want. This is how we're going to determine when you receive your first statement for the upcoming school year. It's also going to be how we record the option that you want. So please make sure you choose the correct option here. So we are going to go, sample family is going to take the new 12-month option. And then family medical information. The only one on here that is required, there are only two things on here that are required. The physician and then as well the preferred hospital. Any additional information you can provide is helpful under certain situations, and you can place any additional comments down here below. The last part is the review and submit. You'll notice all this information up here is basically listing everything that I did not do that needs to be done before it'll let me submit an application. Once all this stuff is completed, this button down here, it actually, oh, you can't see it because of my face being in the way. Let me move that to the other side. Down here in the bottom right, you'll see the submit application button. It'll light up once all this stuff is done. So what I'm going to do is quickly put this stuff in so that way I can move on. Alright, so I have fast forwarded back through this option, gone through so that way I can show you what it looks like at the end. It'll allow me to hit submit application. A new message will pop up letting you know that you have successfully completed the online part of the process, but remember that your re-enrollment is not official until we have received your registration payment, which from now through the end of the month is $100. As soon as we cross into the last week of February, first week of March, I forget the exact date, but that goes up to $200. So please make sure you do not miss that window. It is not official. It is not complete until that $100 registration fee has been paid. And then once I close out that message, you'll notice that it says that my enrollment has been submitted. Like I said, if you guys have any additional questions or concerns, do not hesitate to reach back out to us at school. I have probably not made it within the 5-minute time period, but thank you for staying through the video and watching all the way to the end. Hope you guys are blessed. Hope you guys are staying safe, and see you guys soon. Thank you.